Hey guys, I hope you're doing well. In this video, we're going to be looking at one of Aquario's new products, the lilly pipe attachment for their version 2 pipes. We're going to have a look at the version 2 pipes as well, and another little attachment, but I've talked about those in the previous video. So we're going to be trying to focus on this lilly pipe attachment. You might be able to use this for like betta tanks where you want to reduce the flow in your filter, or maybe you just have a really overpowered filter. There's a couple uses for this, but we're going to be talking about it in this video. Let's go ahead and have a look at this tiny little new product. In this little box, let's have a wee look inside. This little tiny bag with some little goodies. Let's have a look inside here. So it looks like we've got this little tiny piece right here. And we've got two pieces. We've got the lilly pipe attachment itself and a little U-bend. And if we look really closely, the lilly pipe attachment actually has little holes in it right here and right here. So this little tiny piece right here fits inside the lilly pipe, like so. Yep, and you just push this in, hear a click, and that's it in there. So if we're looking down the pipe, we can kind of see this would reduce the flow. If we had a betta or some fish that like lower flow, or if we just have an oversized filter, or if we're maybe using, I don't know, there's lots of types, a lot of reasons you might use this and want to slow the flow, so I'm not going to list them all, but if you need to slow the flow down, this is definitely an option. It's actually one of the main problems I think with a spin pipe is when you reduce the flow with a spin pipe, the flow comes out the side of the spin pipe. But this one you're still directing the flow in a forward direction, but you're keeping that flow around the tank, but you're reducing the flow. Whereas this is, if you're using CO2, the CO2 doesn't always get the best way around the tank if you're using this attachment right here. So maybe this is the solution. While we're talking about attachments, I thought we better look at this one right here as well. This is one of my favorite products from Aquario. I use it on both my bigger tanks, not the one on front of you right here, because this has like just an ADA skimmer, Vappa for the, I haven't actually shown that tank, it's not looking amazing, but it's very simple. Has some grass and some lilies and some crypts or granny. Anyway, moving back onto the product. In here we have two U-bends, and they're different to the U-bends you get in another one, I'll show you in a minute. You have one spin pipe attachment, and in this little bag you have one mini tiny, I think it's called tiny actually, the tiny diffuser. So this is really, really cool. And these little U-bends, are they U-bends? They're not really U-bends, they're like right angle bends. They're different to the other, whoa, I'm gonna throw things around now. They're different to this one right here, because these ones have like a slot inside them. If I can get the camera to focus. There's a little slot and a little clip on these ones, and not on this one. So the reason is, this little tiny diffuser gets slotted inside of here, like so. You kind of turn it a bit, and you clip it in to the little clip, like so. And basically, let's say we're going to be using the new attachment. We just clip this in here, put this in here, and that is your inline diffuser. So it's like an inline diffuser, but it's so much easier to clean than inline diffuser, which makes it so good. The distribution is similar to CO2 if it was inline, if you actually put it in line with your outlet pipes from your canister filter. But the best thing about this is it's so easy to clean. You just remove this, remove that, and you can clean this. So simple. And the reason they give you two of these is because if you want your CO2 to be on either side, so you can see the clips on this side and the clips on this side and this one. So it's just you know, preference if you have it on one side of the tank, or however you want to adjust your, however you want to set up the pipes. It does come with this little tiny reliever, but it doesn't come with the, if you buy the reliever by itself, it comes with these little tiny like plates on the side of it. This one doesn't come with those, but you could still use this basically as the reliever if you wanted to. Let's have a look at the actual pipework set themselves. It does come with a few attachments, which is great. This is the version 2. There was many differences between the version 1 and the version 2, but I'm not really going to talk about many of them in this video. I made a previous video and you can definitely go check that out as well. So let's just open the box right now. So it comes with a little tiny instruction manual, and it tells you how to set up the holders that hold the pipes onto the aquarium, also the skimmer attachment, and how to adjust that to get your best flow. And also it comes with a reliever, which it shows you how to use that as well. The difference between the other attachment and this reliever is this one comes with the little tiny sections on the side that you can remove, and it reduces the flow even further. You can just remove one and then direct the flow, I suppose, but yeah, you can basically change it to be whatever you want. One of the other attachments that comes with is this little skimmer, and this little piece bobs up on the surface and skims the surface of the oil film. Obviously this one is attached to the outlet pipe and not the inlet pipe, so it's not going to start putting like all the plant trimmings, collect the plant trimmings into your filter, which you might like, I don't know. But of course it does its main job, which is removing that oil film on the surface. One thing to note as well is there's two long vertical pieces of the skimmer included in the box in case you want to include this lower or higher in your aquarium. The box also comes with a very sturdy bracket. It's also acrylic, so it's very clear, and yeah, I don't think you'll have any problems breaking this. They did have some problems with the version 1s cracking. I haven't had any problems with the version 2s. And of course the pipework set does come with the pipes itself, and these pipes are very, very bendy, so you won't have any problems breaking glass and cutting your hand, because I've seen that happen. Some of my friends have actually cut their hand and had to go to the hospital. Very, very serious injuries. So if you're using glass, be careful. But of course, if you buy these, you won't have any issues because they are fully flexible, and even flexible this way as well. The set does come with an inlet pipe, which just simply attaches to here. They also have another attachment which you can buy separately, is a shrimp guard. I don't have any of those, so I think I'm using one of my own. Something else I bought in the market that just happens to fit it. But their shrimp guard also, you can get that separately. I thought it might be useful to show you a couple ways you can configure these pipes. Obviously this one is just simple, it's the inlet pipe with your inlet attachment. But this one right here, I've added a few of the attachments on. We've got the mixer first of all with the little tiny diffuser, so you just basically push your tubing into this little bit here, and yeah, your CO2 will be in line. You've got your little skimmer, and you've also got this lilly pipe attachment that reduces the flow. So you might want to use this, or maybe you just want to use a jet pipe like this. You can even just not remove the skimmer, you know, you can just have the little inline diffuser. You can also add this little attachment right here, the what would you call this? The reliever. You can also twist this whole thing to the side, you know, remove one of the pieces of the reliever and direct the flow in a certain way by relieving it, and that way you wouldn't have a big profile on the side of the tank. Obviously when you have it this way, you can see this from the front of the tank. If you turn it this way, you'll only see this. So there's many ways you can adjust these pipes, and that's what I love about these pipes. There's so much adjustment, and you can just do what you want to fit your tank. So I want to show you some of the other ways I've, you know, set these up on my tanks. This is a new tank I've just set up in my 8060P. I'm just showing you, I'm cleaning this tank, you know, every day in the first week and every second day in the second week. It's a very new tank. I've only just went past week 1. So I'm just cleaning this tank in preparation for this video, just to show you that, you know, not all tanks are always clean. I'm actually cleaning this tank so I can prepare for this video so it's clean when I'm doing the video. First thing I'm doing is pushing the Aquario pipes into my pipes themselves, the tubing. One thing to note is it's actually very difficult to remove the Aquario pipes if you push the pipe too far into the hose. So just be careful, don't push it all too far in, because you're never going to be able to remove it properly without cutting the hose. So yeah, something to note. With the inlet portion, I'm putting at the back left of the tank, so that goes in right now. It was quite hard to set up the outlet portion of this, you know, the pipes themselves, because of the way that I've set this tank up. I've got this light, and it's at the very, very front glass to give light to the front carpet and the carpeting plant and all the plants at the front, basically. This is because the hardscape kind of creates a barrier between the light of the back and the front, so it's just what I had to do to make this tank work. So I actually had to mount I had played around with it quite a lot, to be fair. I was trying to figure out different ways that I can maybe, you know, hook the light around the light, or maybe through the light, or eventually I actually figured that the bracket would fit on the light bracket itself, which is really, really great. So if you're you've got a tank with like a rim or something like this, is a lot, you know, the good possibility that these pipes will still fit your tank. With regards to the attachments, I was playing around with the attachments themselves because I was trying to get around one of the pieces of hardscape in the tank, this little piece of wood that sticks out right where I want the pipes to be. So there was a lot of fiddling around, but eventually I did get it. I've set up the mixer on this one, and I've also set up the new lily pipe attachment. I believe you can actually rotate the lily pipe attachment, and to give your different direction of flow, maybe you want it more downward pressure, so you can also rotate that lily pipe attachment to give you that. You can even remove the little tiny piece inside the lily pipe to give you more flow if you don't want to reduce the flow maybe, but you still want to use the lily pipe attachment, so you can do that as well. Later I did decide that the new attachment, the reducing lily pipe attachment, wouldn't really fit this tank. The filter I'm using is a wee bit undersized for this tank. It's not really, but it is smaller than I would preferably use on this tank. So I just kept it as a jet nozzle, and I think that's going to work fine on this tank. For my other tank, I was also just going around my tanks, cleaning the tanks before I did the video, but it was my weekly water change day, so I was doing that and making sure the tanks are clean for the next week. On this tank I have a betta fish. Although it is a placat betta fish and it doesn't have long fins, so you don't necessarily need to have as slow a flow if the betta was a long finned variety, but it is still important not to overdo it with the flow. And I believe the filter, even though it's a small filter, on this tank I get about 16 times turnover. So previously I was actually just reducing the flow using the filter outlet, and by the Oase filters you can just twist them, it reduces the flow a tiny touch. So I was doing that with a jet pipe, but I believe by just turning the filter up to its full power and adding this lily pipe attachment with the little reducer thing in it will actually help me get a better turnover, but also get the CO2 around the tank without having too much flow for the betta fish. So I think this is a really good example of how you can use this pipe attachment here, and obviously I'm using the skimmer portion and the mixer as well. And this tank has a lot of difficult plants, has a lot of Elaeocharon, different Elaeocharon, and a carpet of blood vomit, which is really fairly advanced plants. So to have a good CO2 circulation all the way around the tank and also at the substrate level is really important for me. So with this sort of attachments and these pipes, I can certainly do that. And as a bonus, I managed to use the old pipes I had, the version 1s that I used on this tank, for filling up my tank. I put like a RO pipe through it, and this comes from the sink, so tap water goes into this tank, and that is used to fill up my tank, so pretty neat. So to sum up, this new attachment from Aquario is a great addition to their lineup. Everyone was asking for a lily pipe attachment, and Aquario, once again, they listened to the public and they brought out this new product. So I'm really happy that they are a company that listened to the community, and they will bring out products if enough people ask for them. In regards to the pipes themselves, I love these pipes. They have amazing attachments with the skimmer is great, and especially the mixer. I think it's just such a cool product, and it's so easy to clean compared to the standard conventional inline diffuser. Obviously in-tank diffusers are great as well, but you maybe just don't get the same CO2 circulation as you do with something like this. So really impressive pipework set. I think they're some of the best, if not the best, on the market. So really good, and Aquario, you've done a great job with this new product. So once again guys, I hope you've enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, comment, like. Have you got these pipes? Have you tried this new attachment? Let me know in the comments. I'll see you in the next one guys. Bye bye.